Hi, welcome to Jadekind Gaming. My name is Adam, and today I'm going to do a flip through and review of the Planetary Fragments mini campaign setting book by me. So there might be some level of bias in this review. We'll just put that out there. But I'm very happy that I was finally able to make like a physical thing. It exists. I'm holding it, and that's exciting for me. If you like the content that I show off in here, or want to check it out further, you can actually just go to the I'll link down below where you can find it. The Thru RPG link. The PDF version is free. So if you just want to use the information in it, if you think that'll help your games, please, and let me know in the comments if you do, if it made your game more, easier to run or more fun or any of that. I'd just love to hear if it's actually getting any use out there. You could also buy the physical version. I think $8. But yeah, we'll check it out. Planetary Fragments. It's the channel logo there. It's a photo of a painting I did. It's a promotion for this very channel. Chapter 1 is just 2 pages, character creation. This is a setting that I am presently running on this, like the campaign videos, the session videos on this channel are this setting. So it has that information. Starting with the character creation things of limitations when making your character actually for the setting, but then a bunch of variant rules that my friends came up with for using for this. So these could just be pulled as is for your game. I've been continually expanding on what it is to have a 7th stat, 7th ability, luck, which is basically evolved from my friends used to roll, say like call high or low, and it's like no, let's let your character have some determination in how lucky they are. Dual classing, which is a modernization of the old Gestalt concept for taking 2 classes at once. A note on additional weapon proficiencies because of it. Simple rule to instead of just getting 3 magic item attunement slots, just locking them to your proficiency bonus. So they start a little lower and go up a fair bit higher. Enhanced use for hit dice to have recovery of abilities. So if you find your players never bother with a short rest because their abilities don't come back, so they just don't bother with it, that is a way that I've tried with that. And then a cryptocurrency system because it's a modern fantasy setting. So I named it after that, but basically the goal was my players wanted a way that they could make sure that at a regular basis they had control of getting their own additional loot, even if the world and the setting didn't do it. So I have the idea of there's a cryptocurrency that at the end of each session they get a little bit more of, and when they're in one of the cities they can go exchange it. Then there's an additional feat that utilizes one of the properties, automatic firearms. So then we get to our gear and equipment. So more just some modern armor. Still uses gold for the currency in here, and then weapons, which include again modern weapons, guns, a few melee options, and then explosives. So if you need firearms, heavy weapons, explosives, all that kind of thing. There's rules for that in here, and whole special weapons section for that. And then there's just prices for general gear and some descriptions of it. Obviously, things like computers and cell phones, but also, fire extinguisher or cameras or portable generator, various things. And then just sort of a reskinning of food, drink, and lodging for more modern options. And then hopping into Chapter 3, the world info. Basically here it just describes the setting. It's the setting I came up with for the game. It is a Shattered World campaign setting, and I think the quickest brief description of it is on the back of the book. The world was destroyed 1,000 years ago by evil chaos warlocks, but the remnants of it remain sustained and connected by pantheons of gods who set aside their differences to save their people. Now, these united islands in space are controlled by a group of 7 corporations who work for their own selfish goals as a surge of magitech is modernizing the world. Will you help them combat the foul beasts that invade the land from rogue portals and the anarchists who actively work against the corporations, or would you rather be another force trying to tear them down? Yeah. So it's the idea is the world was destroyed and there are just these planetary fragments floating about, and they're all, I'll get to how they're, the routes for which they're connected magically, but so there's like 3 major cities that, are now within that, and each has their own descriptions there. There are 4 faiths based on, whatever, Norse, Egyptian, Greek, Kami, whatever. Definitely, it was a setting that if you're not following that the session videos, my session 0 is literally my friends made decisions for how the setting became what it is. It wasn't all like one person, so it's interesting. And then the 7 corporations, so each of those have a little paragraph describing what they are, etc. Up through here. Then we get our map with each of the names for each of the space islands, and then descriptions. Each island is described, so and it's kind of a column section where there are the 20 islands in space, and there's rules for traveling between them. So the Dwarf Mountain, the Aranese Mountains, the Emerald Beach, the Forest of Fae, Abdura Desert, Moonmire, Wine Drops, Jasper Forest, the Many Maws, the Acacia Sunlands, Giants Bay. For example, we'll take that one. And it has a big paragraph. So this region is known for the giant sequoia trees that populate much of the forest between the mountain ridge and the bay below. In fact, Sequoia City is not only named after those trees, but some of its oldest buildings are crafted from the trees themselves. There are a few mining villages set within the mountains, primarily mining iron, but gold has been found in the past, and new excavations are always hopeful it will be again. There are heavy restrictions to guard against logging that might be harmful to the forest, but both commercial and recreational fishing is common. The forest is home to a pack of wolves and prides of big cats, but few larger predators, native predators remain, though foul beasts from beyond are still a concern with such a large urban center for them to target. So the idea is this is where one of those 3 cities is, right there on the bay, and sort of, there's very limited natural predators, but then the setting is based on the idea that randomly these portals open up, and creatures from, the fiendish creatures, crawl out, because there are set portals through the divine realms, but the fiendish portals appear randomly, and, one of the corporations even has work where they're trying to go close off those portals and protect people. Like, that's kind of the campaign that is being run is based on that. So you have the description, you have the little image, and then you have the connections. So Giants Bay connects to the Abdura Desert through the Sands of Time, the Jasper Forest through the Forest Hotlands, and the Dual Docks through the Fjords of the Veneer. That is to say, when traveling between the islands, there are portals, and so they're going to connect to different places through divine realms, which we'll get to at the end here. The Nufair Expanse, Mirage, Dual Docks, Bleeding Titan, Gimmenheim, the Spotted Hills, Depths, Frost Rain, and Sunsea are the other of the 20 islands. And then, in addition to having this description, I found that a line description, a line map, is definitely helpful for trying to plot it out. And this is here to also express the complexity that someone within the world has trying to plot their routes between different places. Like I'm here, and I want to get here, so am I going to go through this place, over through here, go through Moonmire, and that'll take me up to Wine Drops. But yeah, so you can kind of follow the lines and try and figure out the best routes available, but also there's just text descriptions of it. And then the idea is that the realms of the gods are where they're connecting. The kami have the astral and ethereal realms, and those aren't any of the ones that connect the different planes, but they're their own side thing. And then each of the other three religions has a number of different outer planes. Simple ones like Mount Olympus. Olympus is an immense mountain with temples along it, its ascent, and the homes and celebration grounds of the divines at its peak. The Sea of Atlantis. The sea supports adventure along its surface and hosts strange and ancient civilizations deep beneath its waves. Very short, like one-sentence descriptions. The fords of the Vanir. The fords are the epitome of natural beauty, where green fields drop as cliffs into clear waters. Some weirder ones. The Scroll of Ritual within the Eternal Pharaohs. The scroll depicts pictographs, and it is the oddest plane for many to travel through, as they sense the plane as looking down at a drawing of themselves on a page of papyrus. Almost the idea, literally, like you're observing the plane as a scroll as you move through it. Just different things. Like when you go into outer planes, you can do weird stuff. So I did. Of course, it's under the Open Game license. And that's my book. Again, I'll link to it below. Thru RPG. If you just want the PDF version, if you want to read stuff further, that's free. You can just go pick it up. But and if you actually get use out of it again, please let me know. I'd love to hear about it. Of course, obviously, I'd also appreciate if you want to pick up a hardcover, a print copy for yourself, as that helps me out as well. Either way, like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. I do appreciate it. And thank you for watching. Bye.